Hello friends, ADC here. Another wonderful day here in Scotland, to the point where I'm getting a little bit suspicious. Today is the 25th of April 2020. You're watching Project Hydronix. We have many heads and we shall rise from the ashes. This is episode 9. The aware mind is more powerful than you think. Well, today is the 25th of April, and I must firstly apologise to the people that were, the 3 people that were waiting for a video yesterday, but things got really hectic. And also, I wasn't able to find a single place on my route home where I could be alone and just express my thoughts with the camera. Today is the 25th of April, the liberation of Italy, the 75th anniversary of the liberation from the Nazi fascist occupation. I personally don't think there's much to celebrate. I didn't think there was much to celebrate years ago, because we've got 20-odd thousand soldiers from a foreign country, a certain foreign country, on our soil, with many tens of military bases, at least 10, I think. So we are still effectively under the occupation of a foreign government. But beyond that point, still, everyone is indoors. With the police hounding you just for doing regular things. There's no common sense with these with these regulations. This lockdown. They're obviously it would be important to quarantine and everything, but there are still common sense measures. Like, why are people getting stopped for being in their car going somewhere where there's nobody, like in the middle of the countryside? This is just not common sense. Also, if someone, an old person just can't be locked inside, they'll fall more ill by not being inside. You need to be able to do these things for your own well-being. So I'm not really happy, as I probably should be, for this this fantastic day, the liberation from the end of World War II. But so that's just to get that thought out the way, unfortunately. But I'm going to talk about the mind again today, simply because it is the battleground. Your mind is what they want. It's the things you do every day. What you think is in the realm of possibility. Getting out of bed, using your hands and your brain to create the world effectively, to imagine it and then put it into action, is the mind, is the battleground. It is the thing that's important to have right now. Maintaining sanity, exchanging information, that is the important thing, because exchanging information, you need to be aware of your surroundings. And if I know, for example, in this area, no one's falling ill, everyone's outside doing their regular day, I don't have to be super scared. I can just go to work normally and contribute to society. I mean, my job is fairly important, but everyone has something to do, that at least, if the job exists, if it isn't in the public sector, if the job in the free market exists, it clearly means that people are needing that good or service. So every job is essential from that point of view, in my opinion. And from the point of view of the person who's actually doing the job, it's essential to put food on the table. So this is, you need to be aware so you know what to do right now. One of the many things that you need to be aware of right now is the massive food loss, the crop losses we're having. We were having them anyway in recent years because of shifting weather patterns, and whether you believe in the anthropogenic or non-anthropogenic side of the argument of the climate change, there definitely is a change in the growing patterns, and we're getting crop losses across the world. And to top that off, we've also had problems with the supply chain recently because of the closing of the financial way that the shipping market works, things like that, and not enough labor to pick the fruit or veg or work on farms, anything that is to do with food. We are seeing a massive issue coming. If you're not prepared to stake out a food shortage or high prices, you are in for a bad time in the next who knows how long. Will it happen next month? Will it happen next year? But we're getting there. We're getting to that problem. And this year, especially when we've got this lockdown, we're getting a lot of crop losses. Your mind your mind is what you need to navigate this problem. Like, you're probably not going to be able to change this. The human life itself is too short and too small on an individual level to change the world. But you need to switch on your brain, know the facts, and obviously take them in with a healthy skepticism. This is the whole point of being a human and being able to communicate, is to compare your facts, compare your information, and then with that make a decision. And the decision for me right now is to stock up on food, and to keep going to work, trying as much as possible, getting out of the financial system. But I've been doing this for years. I empty my bank account. I've emptied it, and I've put it into different kinds of investments, whether that be tangible or intangible, to spread my risk, because I think there's massive issues with the bank itself. There's massive issues with the way that now money is being printed at a fast rate to bail out all these banks or these big businesses that are going under. And that is inflation hasn't hit us yet, but once the money hits Main Street, we're going to be seeing a devaluation of our currency that's very quick, very quick. If you've watched these hyperinflation events, they happen overnight. They call it the thief that comes overnight. It basically robs you of everything, because if you had a couple grand in your bank account that could have quite a few months of operating expenditure, if now your food is costing that barrel of cash, you have effectively been robbed completely by hyperinflation. You need to be aware of these things, and I want to get into crypto. I've recently been paid for this month's work, so some of it I'll be putting into crypto. It's being a bit difficult with the deciding what wallet I want and all that. But you need to be aware of the problem. This is why the aware mind is more powerful than you think. We need to navigate the problems, and you navigate them on an individual level by thinking and seeing your own backyard in that sense, but you also navigate them by coming together and talking about the problems. This is why I am linking on my blog, and I apologize for the blog being late. I do know what I want to write for the articles, but I'll get around to it. Okay, it's been hectic. But on my blog, I do put these links to alternative media sites, alternative perspectives, or even just information, people that are exchanging information. It's very, very interesting. And people are organizing as well. And I'm trying to organize myself with people in this community, around the area where I live, to effectively try and scope out problems. And if there is a problem that maybe someone didn't foresee, but someone else did, then hopefully they are ready enough so that all of us can be ready for the problem. And that's exactly what you need to do. This is why I say that spreading the information and consuming the information is the really important thing. And don't underestimate the fact that having an aware mind is so powerful. Then obviously you need to start translating that awareness into physical change. But the first step is unlocking your mind in that sense. So I want to leave you with that thought then. Hopefully you can inform yourself on the problems that you got again, and take actions. Take action according to what you think is the perceived problem. If you think that the issue is more on the virus level, then by all means, isolate, stay far away from people, use your mask, find any alternative that you think is apt. But there are many other problems on the horizon, including like the industrial indices are quite low for all of the countries because we've lost industrial capacity. We're in for a massive loss of wealth, and not in GDP terms. That's obviously going to be reflected in these phony numbers that they make, but the actual wealth intended as things, goods, services that are available to the population for trade and for cheap, that's going, and we're in for a very, very hard winter, my friends, and we're still in spring. So yes, qui più sa più può. Knowledge is power.